So the idea of betting on yourself in sports is generally seen as a good thing. And I don't know Jonte Porter shit, but those players who go out there, put the chips down, and really just take a chance on themselves to go out there and prove that their value is higher than what many of the sports world perceives of them. The whole concept is pretty inspiring, and probably why so many of us would champion the idea. For instance, Jimmy Butler is a classic example. Sure, he may have been under fire this season for how he handled things with the Miami Heat, but drama aside, he is a huge bet on yourself success story. Back in 2014 when he played for Chicago Bulls, he was fresh off of a career season. In his first year as a consistent starter, he played really well, and the Bulls tried to reward him with a 4-year, $40 million contract. Now, for someone who never really had any expectations and the 30th pick when drafted, that deal was probably a bit tempting. But long story short, Jimmy said no and proceeded to average 20 points for the first time in his career the very next season. He also won the Most Improved Player of the Year award and was offered a much larger 5-year, $90 million deal, which he took. That's a chef's kiss 10 out of 10 story and low-key contradicts the title. However, pump your brakes. Because after this year's NBA trade deadline, in which a fairly respected NBA player who was once offered a very stable $80 million plus contract was just ran through 4 teams in the span of 24 hours, it really made it clear to me how much NBA media doesn't highlight how dramatic things can be when you bet on yourself and things don't work out. Because if it goes bad enough, you might be out here comparing your everyday job to modern day slavery. Slavery. Not only did Dennis Schroder say these exact words, but this is also his reality. Slavery is an exaggeration. Like, my boy, relax, you're getting paid millions. But overall, his situation and story is the perfect example of why betting on yourself can suck in the NBA, and today we gotta talk about it. We'll get into what even led Schroder to this point, what his value truly is as a hooper, and more. So yeah, man, y'all go ahead and let me know in the comments. What do you think of Dennis Schroder? Is he crazy for comparing the NBA trade deadline to modern day slavery? Why or why not? And yeah, bro, really quick before I go any further, what's up YouTube? Plug Speaks back with another video. If you're new, first of all, welcome. Go ahead and sub. Also like the video if you enjoy. I upload quality basketball content and we're on the grind to 5K, so I'd most def appreciate it. But yeah, man, back to the video. Now, it wouldn't be appropriate to make this claim that betting on yourself in the NBA can go so drastically wrong without putting things in their proper context. To really understand how much Schroder left on the table when he took a chance on himself, we must briefly run through his career. You see, Schroder began his career very humbly. He was the 17th pick to the Atlanta Hawks in the 2013 NBA draft. And although the 17th pick isn't that far from the lottery, lottery is technically top 15, please understand the first pick that year was Anthony Bennett. And the top 5 picks that year are currently non-factors in the NBA. So it definitely wasn't a good draft year overall. But regardless, Schroder's first couple years in the NBA were pretty calm. He rode the bench primarily behind the likes of Jeff Teague, just learning the ropes in the NBA. And between 2013 and 2016, he was on a very humble rookie deal, which was essentially 4 years for $7.5 million. Now, beginning from the 2016-2017 season is when he really made his name. In October of 2016, he signed a rookie extension, including 4 years for $70 million, which was perfect timing because he was just becoming a full-time starter for Atlanta. And that year, he averaged about 18 points, 6 assists, and 3 rebounds, shooting a respectable 45% from the field and 34% from 3. It was for sure his best year up to that point, and it was a taste of the future because, long story short, he continued to play at a high level. Now, he did get traded for the first time in 2018 when Atlanta sent him to OKC, but it wasn't really related to poor performance, you feel me? If anything, they had just selected Trae Young in the 2018 NBA draft, and they wanted to fully hand over the keys, considering that boy Trae Young was hooping in college. And in hindsight, I guess it's working out for them. At least they got a star who's able to generate ticket sales. But anyway, as far as Dennis, he spent 2 years balling in OKC, before once again getting traded to the Lakers in the beginning of the 2020-2021 NBA season. And it's important to mention here that this is the same season in which his former rookie extension, the 4-year $70 million, was set to expire. So the stars were aligning for Schroder to play for a bigger contract, and that's kind of what he was doing. You see, on one of the biggest stages in the basketball world, which is simply wearing a Lakers jersey, bro averaged about 15 points, 6 assists, and like 3 rebounds, shooting 44% from the field and 33% from 3, which aren't amazing numbers, but considering he had to defer to LeBron and AD, those numbers are cool. Plus, more importantly, the Lakers were winning most of their games, so the Lakers saw value in him. I mean, hey yo, Dennis, ain't this what you wanted? They try to reward him accordingly. You see, this is where things get pretty interesting, because according to plenty reports, the Lakers offered Schroder a 4-year, $84 million deal ahead of free agency in 2021, a contract which would have been the most Schroder has ever made up to this point as an NBA player. But Schroder instead said, "Stop, I'm not a modern day slave." So no, he just said no, choosing to finish out the season and test free agency himself, assumably believing he's worth more. I mean, why else would you do such a thing? And well, this turned out very poorly, because as we all know, most of the free agency deals occur in July. And this is around the time where players are signing contracts left and right, and Shams and also Woj at the time would be super busy. However, no news regarding Schroder as far as a signing was being reported. Matter of fact, on August 3rd of 2021, Lakers superfan, or really LeBron superfan, Shannon Sharp, took to Twitter to reflect on what everyone was thinking. Damn, Dennis, you probably should have took that $84 million. I mean, bro, he was literally not on an NBA roster, mostly due to teams not being interested in offering whatever amount of bread he claimed he wanted. And lo and behold, about a week later, bro announced he was signing with the Celtics on a 1-year, $6 million deal. I mean, what? Let me be clear. I'm in no place to sneeze at $6 million, as I'm very far from that earning amount as of yet. However, that drop off is insane. Mind you, it's not even just a drop in money, the stability was gone. The Lakers offered him a 4-year deal. 4 years. That's a presidential term. That's a standard university bachelor's degree, my boy. That is stability. All lost over one decision. It was crazy, and in hindsight, it was literally the beginning of the end for Schroder as far as team consistency. And I say this because he went from the Celtics to the Houston Rockets, to the Lakers, to Toronto Raptors, to the Brooklyn Nets, to Golden State, to now obviously the Detroit Pistons. And don't forget, Utah gave him to the Pistons before he even played a game there. I mean, truly, I fail to think of a crazier instance of betting on yourself winding up so terribly. Because objectively, Dennis ain't even a bad player. Standing at 6'1", he's a really solid backup point guard. He was just averaging about just under 20 points a game earlier this season on the Nets. So I feel it just makes the whole situation like, damn, that's all it takes. All it takes is for you to bet on yourself going wrong. That is the Dennis Schroder story and why betting on yourself sucks as an NBA player. But with that being said, I'm very interested in y'all thoughts on this idea in this video. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know what you think about Dennis Schroder. I appreciate y'all boys watching, man. Like this sub, share, sub if new, all of that. If you like this video format, let me know and I'll drop some more. And yeah, man, I appreciate y'all watching, and I'm out.